Have you ever wondered if flaws could actually be beautiful? What if imperfections were something to celebrate rather than hide? Today, we're going to explore a concept that might change how you see the world around you and even yourself. Let's start by understanding what Wabi Sabi is. This Japanese concept has its roots in Zen Buddhism and offers a unique perspective on beauty. Wabi Sabi is the appreciation of imperfection, incompleteness, and impermanence. It's about finding beauty in the modest, the rustic, and the unconventional. This philosophy encourages us to see the world differently, valuing the marks of time and wear instead of striving for flawless perfection. At its core, Wabi Sabi is built on three fundamental principles. The first is that nothing lasts. Everything in this world is temporary, from the grandest structures to the smallest objects. The second principle is that nothing is finished. There's always room for growth, change, and evolution. The third principle states that nothing is perfect. Every person, object, and experience has its flaws, and that's what makes them unique and beautiful. Now let's look at how Wabi Sabi manifests in nature. Nature is full of irregularities and asymmetries, yet we often find these imperfections captivating. Think about the gnarled branches of an old tree, the varied patterns in a rock formation, or the unique shape of each cloud in the sky. These natural elements aren't perfect or symmetrical, but their distinctiveness is what makes them beautiful. Applying Wabi Sabi to everyday life can be a powerful way to shift our perspective. Instead of always seeking the new and flawless, we can learn to appreciate the beauty in worn objects. A well-used book with dog-eared pages and notes in the margins tells a story of its reader's journey. An old piece of furniture with scratches and dents carries the history of the home it's been in. By valuing these marks of time and use, we can find deeper meaning in the objects around us. When it comes to personal growth, Wabi Sabi offers a refreshing approach. It encourages us to accept our flaws and imperfections rather than constantly trying to eliminate them. This doesn't mean we stop trying to improve ourselves, but rather that we recognize our quirks and shortcomings as part of what makes us unique. Mistakes and failures viewed through the lens of Wabi Sabi become opportunities for learning and growth rather than sources of shame or disappointment. An excellent example of Wabi Sabi in practice is the art of kintsugi. This Japanese technique involves repairing broken pottery with gold, silver, or platinum lacquer. Instead of trying to hide the cracks, kintsugi highlights them, turning the repaired object into something even more beautiful than the original. This art form embodies the Wabi Sabi philosophy by celebrating the history of the object and finding beauty in its brokenness. In modern design, we're seeing a growing appreciation for Wabi Sabi principles. Architects and interior designers are moving away from sleek, perfect spaces and incorporating more organic, imperfect elements. This might include using materials with natural variations like wood or stone, or deliberately choosing items with visible wear or asymmetry. This approach creates spaces that feel more lived in, comfortable, and connected to nature. Practicing Wabi Sabi mindfulness can be a powerful tool for improving mental well-being. It involves consciously shifting our focus to appreciate the imperfect aspects of our lives. This could be as simple as taking a moment to admire the unique patterns in a chipped coffee mug or finding beauty in a cloudy day. By training ourselves to see beauty in imperfection, we can reduce stress and increase our overall satisfaction with life. There's also a strong connection between Wabi Sabi and sustainability. When we learn to appreciate objects as they age and wear, we're less likely to replace them frequently. This mindset can lead to reduced consumption and waste. Additionally, The Wabi Sabi approach often favors natural, biodegradable materials over synthetic ones, aligning with eco-friendly practices. One of the most significant benefits of adopting a Wabi Sabi mindset is overcoming the pursuit of perfection. In today's society, we're often bombarded with images of flawless beauty and pressure to achieve impossible standards. This constant striving for perfection can lead to stress, anxiety, and feelings of inadequacy. Wabi Sabi offers an alternative, encouraging us to find peace and beauty in things as they are, imperfections and all. To start incorporating Wabi Sabi into your life, try these simple exercises. First, take a walk and look for beauty in unexpected places. Maybe it's a crack in the sidewalk where a plant is growing, or the peeling paint on an old building. Next, choose an object in your home that you've been thinking of replacing because it's old or worn. Spend some time really looking at it and try to appreciate the story told by its imperfections. Another way to practice Wabi Sabi is through mindfulness meditation. Sit quietly and focus on your breath, noticing its natural rhythm without trying to change it. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breath without judgment. This practice can help you become more comfortable with imperfection and impermanence in your thoughts and experiences. Consider keeping a Wabi Sabi journal. Each day, write down one imperfect thing you found beautiful. This could be something in nature, an object, or even a moment or experience. Over time, you'll train your eye to see beauty in unexpected places. In your relationships, try applying Wabi Sabi principles by accepting people as they are, flaws and all. This doesn't mean ignoring harmful behavior, but rather appreciating the unique quirks and imperfections that make each person who they are. When it comes to your living space, look for ways to incorporate Wabi Sabi elements. This might mean choosing furniture or decor with natural, imperfect finishes, or displaying objects that show their age and history. The goal is to create a space that feels authentic and lived in rather than like a perfect showroom. In your work life, Wabi Sabi can help you approach tasks with a more balanced perspective. Instead of aiming for perfection in every project, focus on doing your best while accepting that there will always be room for improvement. This can lead to increased productivity and reduced stress. Wabi Sabi can also be applied to how we view our bodies and physical appearance. Rather than striving for an idealized standard of beauty, we can learn to appreciate our bodies for their uniqueness and functionality. This might mean focusing on how our bodies feel and what they allow us to do, rather than how they look. When it comes to creativity, Wabi Sabi encourages us to embrace imperfection in our art and self-expression. This can lead to more authentic and interesting creations. Whether you're painting, writing, making music, or engaging in any other creative pursuit, try letting go of the need for perfection and see what emerges. In cooking, Wabi Sabi principles can lead to a more relaxed and enjoyable experience. Instead of trying to create picture-perfect meals, focus on the flavors and the process of cooking. Appreciate the natural variations in ingredients and the uniqueness of each dish you create. Wabi Sabi can even influence how we approach technology and digital life. Instead of always seeking the latest and most advanced devices, we might choose to appreciate and continue using older technology that still serves its purpose. This can lead to a more sustainable and mindful relationship with our digital tools. In our fast-paced world, Wabi Sabi reminds us to slow down and appreciate the present moment. It encourages us to find beauty in the everyday and ordinary, rather than always seeking extraordinary experiences. This can lead to a greater sense of contentment and presence in our daily lives. When facing challenges or setbacks, a Wabi Sabi mindset can help us view these experiences as part of life's natural ebb and flow. Rather than seeing difficulties as purely negative, we can look for the growth opportunities they present and appreciate how they contribute to our unique life story. In education, Wabi Sabi principles can foster a more holistic approach to learning. Instead of focusing solely on grades and standardized measures of success, we can appreciate the unique learning journey of each individual. This includes valuing the process of learning, including mistakes and struggles, as much as the end results. For those interested in spirituality or personal development, Wabi Sabi offers a path to deeper self-acceptance and inner peace. By embracing our imperfections and the impermanence of life, we can cultivate a sense of harmony with ourselves and the world around us. In gardening, Wabi Sabi encourages us to work with nature rather than trying to control it completely. This might mean allowing some wildness in our gardens, appreciating plants that aren't traditionally considered beautiful, and finding joy in the natural cycles of growth and decay. When it comes to fashion and personal style, Wabi Sabi can inspire a more authentic and sustainable approach. This might involve choosing clothes for their quality and durability rather than trendiness, appreciating how garments change and wear over time, and finding beauty in simple, natural fabrics and imperfect handmade items. In our social lives, Wabi Sabi can help us create more authentic connections. By accepting our own imperfections and those of others, we can build relationships based on genuine understanding and appreciation rather than superficial impressions. Wabi Sabi can also influence how we approach health and wellness. Instead of striving for perfect health or an ideal body type, we can focus on overall well-being and appreciate our body's resilience and ability to heal. This can lead to a more balanced and sustainable approach to health. In business and entrepreneurship, Wabi Sabi principles can encourage innovation and resilience. By accepting that no product or service will ever be perfect, we can focus on continuous improvement and adaptation. This mindset can also help in dealing with setbacks and failures, viewing them as natural parts of the business journey rather than catastrophes. For those interested in photography or visual arts, Wabi Sabi offers a unique aesthetic perspective. It encourages us to find beauty in unconventional subjects and to appreciate the imperfections in our work. This can lead to more interesting and authentic artistic expressions. In our approach to time management and productivity, Wabi Sabi reminds us that it's okay not to get everything done perfectly. Instead of striving for an impossible ideal of productivity, we can focus on doing our best while accepting that there will always be more to do. When it comes to personal finance, a Wabi Sabi approach might involve finding contentment with what we have rather than constantly striving for more. This doesn't mean giving up on financial goals, but rather finding a balance between ambition and appreciation for our current situation. In our approach to aging, Wabi Sabi offers a refreshing perspective. Instead of fighting against the natural signs of aging, we can learn to appreciate the wisdom and experiences that come with time. This can lead to a more positive and empowering view of getting older. For those interested in minimalism or decluttering, Wabi Sabi provides a nuanced approach. While it encourages simplicity, it also values the stories and character that objects acquire over time. This can help us make more meaningful decisions about what to keep and what to let go. In our digital communications, Wabi Sabi can inspire a more authentic and human approach. Instead of striving for perfect, polished messages, we can embrace a more natural and imperfect style of communication that reflects our true selves. When it comes to travel and exploring new places, a Wabi Sabi mindset can enhance our experiences. Instead of seeking only the most famous or picturesque destinations, we can find beauty and interest in ordinary streets, local markets, and everyday scenes. In our approach to problem solving, Wabi Sabi encourages us to embrace imperfect solutions. Sometimes, a good enough solution that can be implemented quickly is more valuable than a perfect solution that takes too long to develop. For those interested in writing or journaling, Wabi Sabi can inspire a more authentic and free-flowing approach. Instead of worrying about perfect grammar or structure, focus on expressing your true thoughts and feelings, embracing the natural imperfections in your writing. In our approach to success and achievement, Wabi Sabi reminds us that the journey is as important as the destination. It encourages us to find value in the process of working towards our goals, not just in achieving them. When it comes to leadership, a Wabi Sabi approach can create a more humane and effective style. By acknowledging and accepting imperfections in ourselves and others, we can foster an environment of trust, growth, and authentic communication. In our approach to environmental conservation, Wabi Sabi can inspire a deeper appreciation for the natural world in all its states. This includes valuing ecosystems that might not traditionally be considered beautiful and appreciating the role of decay and regeneration in nature. For those interested in music or sound, Wabi Sabi can open up new avenues of appreciation. This might involve finding beauty in ambient sounds, appreciating the imperfections in live performances, or exploring unconventional instruments and sounds. In our approach to conflict resolution, Wabi Sabi principles can help us accept that perfect solutions are rare. Instead, we can focus on finding balanced compromises and appreciating the growth that can come from working through disagreements. When it comes to personal rituals or habits, Wabi Sabi encourages us to find beauty in the everyday. This might involve creating simple, imperfect rituals that bring meaning to our daily lives, rather than striving for elaborate or perfect practices. In our consumption habits, a Wabi Sabi mindset can lead to more thoughtful choices. Instead of always seeking the newest or most perfect items, we might choose products with character, history, or the potential to age beautifully. For those interested in architecture or home design, Wabi Sabi offers a rich source of inspiration. This might involve using natural materials, incorporating asymmetry, or designing spaces that evolve and change over time. In our approach to learning new skills, Wabi Sabi encourages us to embrace the awkward, imperfect stages of beginnership. Instead of getting frustrated by our initial lack of mastery, we can appreciate the unique perspective and growth opportunities that come with being a novice. When it comes to our digital footprint and online presence, a Wabi Sabi approach might involve being more authentic and less curated. This could mean sharing more genuine, imperfect moments rather than only presenting a polished facade. In our approach to community and social issues, Wabi Sabi reminds us that perfect solutions are rare. Instead, we can focus on making small, imperfect improvements and appreciating the complexity of social systems. For those interested in collecting or curating, Wabi Sabi can inspire a more meaningful approach. Instead of seeking only pristine or valuable items, we might appreciate objects with history, character, or unique imperfections. In our approach to fitness and exercise, Wabi Sabi encourages us to focus on how our bodies feel and what they can do, rather than how they look. This can lead to a more sustainable and enjoyable approach to physical activity. When it comes to decision-making, a Wabi Sabi mindset can help us accept that there are rarely perfect choices. Instead, we can make the best decision possible with the information we have and be open to adapting as circumstances change. In our approach to legacy and impact, Wabi Sabi reminds us that our influence on the world doesn't need to be perfect or monumental to be meaningful. Small, imperfect actions can create ripples of positive change. For those interested in meditation or mindfulness practices, Wabi Sabi can deepen our understanding of impermanence and non-attachment. It encourages us to find peace in the present moment just as it is. Wabi Sabi offers a profound shift in how we perceive beauty and value in the world. By learning to appreciate imperfection, impermanence, and incompleteness, we can find greater peace, authenticity, and joy in our lives. Remember, the next time you notice a crack, a wrinkle, or a flaw, take a moment to consider the beauty it might hold. In doing so, you might just discover a whole new way of seeing the world.